Hello. We've got Ben next to me. I hope you can see my little friend. Thank you for all the prayers. Okay. Wow. Time is just flying by. Oh, look at, he wants to be in the picture. Hello, everyone. Hello, all my fans. Thank you for the prayers. Anyways, it's quite a time, isn't it? We never know what to expect with everything the way it is from one moment to the next. We certainly have a lot of things to look at in the world and what's going on. And one of the things that I wrote about in my newsletter that I would like to reinforce is this month, the month of Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving. Giving thanks for everything we have and everything that we are so grateful for. It's important to recognize that. And I thought it would be nice, in case you haven't read my newsletter, I thought it would be nice to really just be in a place for the whole month of doing blessings, feeling that this is a sacred time and feeling good about things, and really putting some effort into starting with ourselves, saying prayers, keeping ourselves healthy, blessed, all of that, and then looking at things in a bigger way, looking at ourselves, our home, our environment, and then going from that place to looking at our neighborhood and really thinking about your neighbor. You know, some people don't even know their neighbors, but, you know, extending a hand, lending a hand, feeling good about things. So it's a time when we need to be grateful for everything that we used to take for granted that we don't anymore, right? And that this is certainly a time when we can send out virtual hugs to everybody in the whole world, sending blessings out to countries, to our country, to really looking at things in the way we would like to see them. I think it's very important for us not to, with everything going on that could be a problem or that doesn't look like it's going in a good direction, you know, we have to remember our thoughts. So it's really important that we're not so focused on where we're going and changing things. It's like where our focus goes. That's what happens when we think of things. We have to worry about, if I'm looking at the fear of something happening, I too am adding energy to that. So it doesn't mean we dig our head in the sand. It means I know this exists, I know what's going on, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold counsel within myself to see the best possible outcome that could happen, not only for myself, because we don't want to say, oh, you know, I live in this part of the United States, and I want to make sure we're taken care of. No, everyone, everyone's needs, everyone's desires for the things that we should have: shelter, food, peace in our hearts, good health, all of it. And as we've been challenged lately with so many different things, we've really had to look at, where does our security come from? And I know one of the things is the security comes from our mind being in the right place, right? Our mind and our hearts. And I think it's important to align our mind with our hearts. Because sometimes you need logic, and you're in that place where you need to know, if you're in an emergency situation, what's the logic of this? What do I need to do? And then going to your heart to see if it feels right. Did you intuit that? Is that what we need to do? And so I challenge you this month what's left of this month, of really using the next few weeks as a time to fine tune, clear your mind. You know, we talk about clearing the clutter and throwing things out and going through rooms and drawers and all of that. And it's really a time of clearing out the clutter that's in our mind, all the old beliefs, all the things we no longer have to worry about, our childhood stuff, clean it out. What would it look like if we could just be present in this moment with what is? What would that look like? Rather than being, holding on to every little thing from the past and really worrying about everything. It's like, yes, the trauma is real. And we continue to go through trauma each day as we're just trying to navigate our way through life. But the best way that we can be prepared is to stay in the moment, clear our minds, clear out all the old stuff, get into our hearts, come from the light, from a higher perspective, and see what's really important to you. Because as you see that, it helps you to raise your vibration and stay in that. I'm not interested in dropping into really low guttural stuff. I'm interested from coming up the upper chakras, holding the light, feeling good about who I am and others, being able to clear everything so I can listen clearly, because as somebody who does readings, if I can't hear clearly, what good is it? So all of us have the duty to be able to trust what we feel for ourselves. Yes, we all get validation. We all like validation. I do too. I call my friends up that are readers and I do whatever I need to do. And then it's like, okay, either this feels right and that's what I thought, or, oh, I'm not looking at it clearly because it's my stuff and I need to course correct. So we all have those moments when we reach out, right? It's important. But once you do, get back on again and start putting in what I call your ask time. Meditating, sitting there, creating a practice, whatever your practice may be. For some of you, you might be praying. For others, you might be doing rosaries. For others, you might just be meditating, journaling, whatever it is for you. I encourage you, especially to start now, because before you know it, we're in the new year. Start off with something new in the new year, a new practice, a new healing practice. I'm going to journal, I'm going to write, I'm going to listen, and pay attention to that because it can really help us navigate even the worst of times. Not that I'm saying that's what's coming, but we can navigate in that way. So what I want to say to you is, listen. It's not just us talking. We need to take action. We need to feel. We need to speak. We need to listen. Use all our senses, to pay attention to what is most important. We all need to fine tune because we're being bombarded with energies from all over the world and everything that's going on. And do we want to be bombarded with the wrong energies? No. We want to be in the right energies as we move forward and we create the path that we're so wanting to live, the one that we want to be in tune with. And the higher teachings of the heart, which I love. So you can be in the dark or the light. You can be in your head or your heart. It's good to balance it all out. But this is definitely the time for it. And with the last few weeks, trust this and try it. You'll like it. All right. We're going to go to Metatron first. Archangel Metatron. does everyone need to know for this up and coming week? Inner child, hear and know me. What were we just talking about? Hear and know me. Look at that beautiful card by Amanda Ellis. Absolutely gorgeous. So, inner child. We all have a lot of that going on, that's for sure. Oh, Ben's talking about it. Yes, Ben. All right. Stop for a moment. Someone is calling and you have drowned out their cries for long enough. This is the voice of your inner child, often ignored and sometimes unknown, neglected, or pushed aside. Oh, this card is so sweet. This child is just looking to that person for guidance. That's what it feels like. When I look at this card, it has angel wings around it and all the colors of the rainbow, and it's like the child is looking for guidance to the one that's looking at him. It says maybe you don't recognize their voice, or maybe it's familiar but you haven't had time to fully listen to it lately. Your child lives within you, a presence that is like a hologram that has imprinted within it every experience, thought, belief, and desire from your childhood. All the times you laughed, all the times you cried, and everything in between. The times you sang freely and the times you felt unhealed. He or she sits within your heart. Is your door to them closed or open? Today you are asked to open that door and allow your inner child to come forward at any age and time when they wish to reveal themselves to you. It is safe to do so. What age are you taken back to, and how do they look today? They may be the crawling infant looking for nurture, the expectant adolescent ready for adventure, the abandoned, fearful 5-year-old, or the exuberant, happy 9-year-old who loved life and embraced every moment. So take a moment to think about that. Were you somebody who embraced every moment? Or were you one that your child went through a lot of trauma? I know mine did. Metatron was with them then, just as he is here with you now. Maybe you sensed angels in childhood, but weren't allowed to fully embrace them. You may have misunderstood or been afraid of their light, but they were always there to help, not hinder, just as they are now. Allow Metatron to reveal the glory and beauty of his kingdom for your child to see through new eyes, the love that is now here for them. As your child comes forward, allow them to be wrapped in Metatron's rainbow wings, bringing healing, comfort, and support to whatever is needed right now. You are encouraged to meditate, speak aloud, or write down any feelings that arise from connecting to your inner child. What do they have to say? How do they feel? What do they need? Look into the kind, loving eyes of Archangel Metatron and see and feel how he understands everything, acknowledges all that you have been through, and offers a new beginning now for your child and you. You are a precious soul, a unique being, and you matter. As a child, you were put here on earth to laugh, play, learn, and explore. If this didn't happen, you can begin again. It may seem difficult at first to play or feel free, but you can do it. Tune into what your child wants to do today. Bake a cake, go cycling, eat ice cream, that's my inner child. Get creative. They will tell you if you listen. Look, together you can heal from the past, learn to live happily in the present, and look forward to your next phase of life healed, whole, and intact. Adult and inner child together, reunited, happy, and belonging to each other, finally free. I know I still have work to do around that, and I'm sure if it's coming up for the group, everybody does have some work to do. Okay, Light Worker Oracle from Alana Fairchild. Up and coming week. Karmic clearing. Wow, look at this. Look at that picture. Amazing. Big being, shining light in all directions, karmic clearing. So it looks like, and it's interesting because he has, this being has his hands around, out in the field around this person. There's light just pouring, pouring, pouring. So I love that. So to me, it looks like we got a week of clearing some old stuff. First starting with the inner child and moving on from there. You are first outgrowing a level of consciousness to which are attached particular wounds, issues, and struggles. As you outgrow that consciousness, these issues will release their grip on you. You are receiving divine notice that karmic clearing is taking place through a combination of your own efforts and spiritual grace from the heart of the divine. It is time for an old wound to be released once and for all. Karma is not punishment. Karma is essentially our soul's lesson plan for this lifetime, carried over from past lifetimes. It's the way we grow and develop as a soul, sometimes through challenges and sometimes through blessings. Our positive karma is seen in the skills and talents we have mastered over many lifetimes. Also, when opportunities flow easily and healing happens swiftly, there is a sense of positive karma, an easy grace that effortlessly takes place in your life. This is what happens when we are clear enough of our own past pain to have little resistance between us and the natural flow of life. More challenging karma is revealed in the lesson we are all still learning. These usually appear in the guise of painful circumstances or reactions that repeat themselves in our lives. The stronger the soul, the more challenging the lesson it is willing to master this lifetime. As with any education, the higher the level of training, the more demanding the work. When you are working through big challenges, it's often a sign that you are an advanced soul on the spiritual path. Must you always have struggle in your life as an advanced soul? Of course not. As you master your lessons, you will find you develop an ability to live your life more peacefully. However, it would be incorrect to interpret a struggle as a sign that you are not progressing spiritually. Sometimes the more painful a struggle has been, the more difficult it can be to release the pain and associated memories or scars. The spiritual world knows you are in need of divine intervention to help clear a pattern that was once painfully lodged in your body, mind, and soul. Enough of the struggle. Divine love now offers healing and freedom. We clear karma by learning to trust and relax, by choosing not to punish ourselves with shame, guilt, fear, or unworthiness, by continue to balance our efforts with a surrender into divine grace. We take responsibility for our own healing, doing all that we can, and trusting the universe will lovingly and effectively handle everything else that we can, so we can progress and succeed. If you've been struggling with a long-term issue, this oracle comes as a particular sign the universe wants to step in and assist you. Repeat the invocation. Oh, okay, that's something else. Never mind. Okay, so yeah, clearing. And I swear I find that's true. The more I clear, the next step comes, it's even more challenging because they know you can handle it. I remember my grandmother as a kid always said, God never gives you more than you can handle. It's like, really? But it's kind of true. Okay. Work your light. The ever unfolding rose. Cracked open, it's happening for you, not to you. Cracked open. Look at that beautiful rose. As I look at this, the rose is opening into full bloom inside a temple. And it looks absolutely beautiful. And the person is just coming out of the rose. So, you know, at maybe this week, it's talking about after you do your clearing, you open up fully to deal with whatever you need to still deal with. Okay, so this says the ever unfolding rose. This is a confirmation card. The children of life is to keep, the challenge of life, I got my mind on the child here, is to keep your heart open when you want to close it, to let life crack you open, to open through hurt and loss, to allow what is falling away to fall away. Being human is a courageous act. A life well lived is full of losses and tragedies as much as triumphs and adventures. Whenever you find yourself at the moment, wherever you find yourself at the moment, life is coaxing you to keep your heart open no matter how much it hurts, to continually unfold, to let life crack you open. Perhaps you are going through a difficult time right now. Instead of cursing the difficulty, see it as a blessing to open yourself up to the truth that perhaps, as hard as it may be, life is happening for you, not to you. And one day, in the not too distant future, you may just bless the thing that broke you down, cracked you open, because the world needs you open. Now is the time to go gently, to treat yourself like a tender, sweet baby, to wrap yourself in a blanket of trust that the mother has you cradled in her arms. The seas may not all be smooth sailing, but you are safe and you are held. One day, not too far from today, you will look back at the transformation and be blown away by the poetry of life. Everything is going to be okay. Wow. So it looks like this is going to be a powerful week. We have one more from the Starseed Oracle. Feels like it just wants to be these cards today. Empathic Starseed. Energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. Boy, a lot of healing. As I look at this card, she's looking in a mirror. And the way that I see that is things projected back to her. Ben, no, my cards are everywhere. Oh, okay. He's got to come when I got everything sprawled all out here. So it looks like stuff is projected onto her and she's taking it all in. So let's see what this has to say. Empathic starseeds are here to shift the world through their physical presence alone. They don't need to do anything beyond being here thanks to the energetic change their physical presence causes. Due to their highly sensitive nature, empathic starseeds can struggle with being on Earth and in a physical body. Many are prone to the addiction and depression or tend to mistake other people's feelings and moods for their own. Natural introverts. They tend to prefer spending time alone or in small groups. Crowds can be overwhelming for them. If this card appears, consider lightening the load energetically. Don't put yourself under such pressure to go out in the world. Be gentle with yourself. Allow extra time and care to recover energetically. If you're feeling pressure to keep up a certain pace instead, put on the brakes and treat yourself like a precious baby. Do whatever you can to take the pressure of the world off your plate. Switch off to switch back on. In today's world, it's normal to feel that we should be doing more, but perhaps being present in our life is enough. This could be a phase you're going through or simply how you're being called to live your life. If your work involves giving to others, right now you're being called to keep something for yourself. You don't need to transmute it all. It's okay to look after your own growth and healing before feeling you should offer it to the world. Indeed, it's necessary if you want to continue to do so sustainably. How can you take better care of yourself energetically? So, looking at just these 4 cards, wow, they are powerful. So the first one about the child, so get in touch. I want to say with those childhood wounds and those parts of you that you haven't integrated yet, do some journaling on it. Ask for it to come up through the path of least resistance. And then you also have karmic clearing. So it's time, and this particular week is going to provide a lot of awareness, I feel, and healing. And then, especially with the rose here, the last 2 cards, you're very sensitive, so do it gently. Let it come up gently. And don't do what you don't want to do. Be alone, journal, do what you need to do. It sounds like it's going to be a very powerful week. So enjoy it. Remember, we don't have to go through it in a way that is going to be so horrible. We can set the stage and we can go from there. So with that said, have a blessed week, everybody. Love to you. Bye.